We'll have an opportunity, I think, here again to interact with our viewers who will have specific questions about specific programs, so we'll come back to that. We do have some questions about some controversial topics, and so let's start with a couple of those. Yes, so a viewer from Paynesville says, other states have done it. Why hasn't Minnesota legalized marijuana yet? Perhaps this year. Who wants to start with that question? Should we start with you, Representative Albright?
Sure. I think we took a very measured and thoughtful approach to it a couple of years ago in terms of providing relief for those who are at need under the medical cannabis initiative. I worry that because of the gateway appearance of marijuana, that it is kind of a very simple gateway to other more addictive and more corrosive drug addictions. And so from my perspective, from a medical perspective, medical cannabis can be a very palliative approach to remedying such things for cancer treatment, for some of the just corrosive and painful results of maladies that people face. But when it comes to recreational marijuana, I'm opposed to that because I don't think that that's the job of government, is to allow for another addiction to occur in the lives of our citizens. So I would be opposed to that.
Representative Hortman?
Well, this has been a difficult issue for me. I would say I've definitely changed over time. I was very opposed to even medical marijuana in the beginning, really listening to the concerns of law enforcement and wondering, is there a way we could do medical marijuana where it didn't get out into the community? And, all the years we've been considering this have been the years my children have been growing up. And as a mother, not wanting them to think that it is okay to turn to drugs to escape something in life. But over the years, as we've watched Colorado and Washington, and as we really take a look at the impact of alcohol in society and how prevalent that is and what that costs society, I do think that we have to realize things are changing. Mores in this country are changing, and I think like same-sex marriage and marriage equality, how that changed so fast for the public. We were in a situation where the public was not in favor and now is overwhelmingly in favor. I think that the public is moving very rapidly on the issue of marijuana because of the comparison with alcohol and seeing it as something that's very analogous to alcohol. And right now, because we have criminalized it, we don't have the medical research to know in what cases can it be the most helpful. And we also have this significant disparity in our criminal justice system that is exacerbated by our laws on drugs like marijuana, where we get kids into the system and more African American children into the system because of drug possession and down that path. So I think that it's something we should talk about. I think it's something we should thoughtfully do. I really defer to the input that we get from the law enforcement community because they're out there dealing with this every day. And so I think we've been very measured in Minnesota, and we've gone slowly, and we'll have to take a look and see how things are playing out in the states where they've gone to full legalization, like Washington and Colorado, and now California, where they joke it was just in time.
Senator Kent.
I think what we're hearing is that we all think these are interesting questions, but we don't have enough information. So everybody's sort of looking to see what we learn from the states that are, launching this experiment. I agree. The fact that we are forbidden federally from doing any meaningful medical or other types of research with this to see what effect it has, it limits our ability to make informed decisions. And so I hope that, again, something we need to deal with seriously. This would be a very, very big decision that should not be taken lightly. But we need more information, I think, before we're prepared to make it.
And I worked really hard on the medical marijuana bill because I wanted it to be clear to the people of Minnesota that we're not on the path to legalization. And let me expound just a little bit. The disorders and maladies and diseases that medical marijuana is most sought for, seizure disorders, intractable pain, those are really highly neurointeractive. And so if you have marijuana as a neurodisruptor, how can something that's a neurodisruptor just be okay? And we know that there are long-term impacts. Marijuana stays in your system much longer than alcohol does, and they're now finding that people who are slightly more than casual users over a long period of time have some neurological disorders that are actually engaged by the prolonged use of marijuana. And so I think, I was on board with medical marijuana for specific disorders where there was, while not peer-reviewed white paper support for the disorder or disease, there was reasonable evidence that it had some impact for some people. I do not think we are ready to have an engaged conversation about the legalization of marijuana. It acts on your body very differently than alcohol. It impacts you for a longer time than alcohol. And if something's strong enough to be medicine, I'm not sure I want it just broadly accepted in the culture as something you do on a Friday night. And so I would like to be a little more thoughtful before we just take evidence from Colorado.
So would it be fair to suggest to this viewer who's asking the question about this session that it's unlikely there will be any expansion in the legal use of marijuana in this session? Is that a fair statement, unfair statement? Anybody want to?
The Department of Health just expanded medical marijuana for PTSD.
Yes.
And I don't see anybody moving legalization. Somebody might introduce a bill, but I can't name who that person might be, so.
All right, so we'll leave that where it sits, and we'll see what happens. So now